I used to be the guy that is very easy to give up. A slight resistance when I try to approach anything would scare me off in the beginning, and sometimes I didn't even have the courage to take risks and responsibility for my behaviors. In my mind, I thought that if I can make everyone happy, it doesn't matter if I was a clown and lose my frame. Then I became more and more afraid of competition and challenges because I cannot face my failure, the other people's denying of my value and frustration as a weak nerd. Every time when I looked in the eyes of my competitors, it always scared me off. My heart was already beating so fast in the moment where the competition had just begun. Especially when I faced a stronger guy, I felt like I was just like a helpless kid that was bullied by him, and the weaker that I acted, the more aggressive my competitor became. I always get hit by people when I play basketball. I always get roasted by my high school teacher even though I barely spoke in class. They knew that I won't fight back. They knew that I will always be a pussy and give up. So they took advantage of me with no shame. Until one day in my memory, I started to value myself as a human being instead of a slave. I focused on my own development instead of other people's validation. I roasted back to people when they did the same thing to me. Once I started to fight back, the other people who were used to be indifferent about me started to use their mouth trying to convince me that conflict was wrong. I shouldn't act this way. Sarcastically, every time when a conflict exists, these people always say these words to the weaker one, the one who doesn't have the power to fight back, and the stronger one always has the privilege of taking advantage of the weak. That didn't stop me anyway. I continued to develop myself and fought back more and more frequently. Even though I was still losing, even though I was still weak, I had the courage to fight back no matter if I could win or not. Because the truth is that every time when you confront a conflict, winning and losing were not important. What's really important was that you are capable of maintaining your frame and never back down in front of the pressure. You need to tell your opponent, you are probably going to defeat me, but I will make you pay the price. How much price are you willing to pay to defeat me? This mentality helped me when I confronted bullying. This mentality helped me when I faced all different kinds of challenges in my life. When I prepare for a big presentation, I'm not thinking about winning. I'm thinking about how can I embarrass myself in the most epic way. When I do a project, I'm not thinking about winning. I'm thinking about how much can I learn before the deadline kills me. Even when I play video games, I no longer stay in the back of my team and wishing other people carry me. I'm thinking about how many enemies can I take down before I die. Losing is nothing but a mental barrier. Nobody cares that you lose. Instead, your accomplishment and attitude are what really lifts you up and gain the respect from others. So think about it. Stop being afraid of death. You are going to die eventually. So tell yourself, how much price do you want your enemy to pay? How much mess are you going to make before you fade away? And how many enemies can you take down before you die? That's how men face disadvantageous situations. They knew they were not gonna make it. They knew they were going to lose, but they never backed down. They kept moving forward because it is not about winning or losing. It is about you versus yourself on believing what you're doing was right. There's one thing in the world that no one can take from you. That is your spirit of a fighter.